Good morning, Unity and Marin. All right, I'm Carolyn Gauthier. I am not Desiree Goyette. I'm the music director here, and Desiree is married to Ed, and they were going to be singing. She was going to be singing today, but their beautiful daughter Lily, who you may know, she's the tall redhead, is in an opera at Sonoma State. She's the only high school kid who has the honor of being in the opera, and she's playing the lead, isn't she? So, proud of her. But stage mom needed to be there with her, so we forgive her for that. Anyway, this is the first Sunday of Advent, and we have a Unity Advent song that's going to be our community singing for the next 4 weeks. So some of you will remember it from previous years. If you do, sing out, and those of you who don't know it, hopefully you'll pick it up quickly, and we'll be singing it the next few weeks. I'm going to wait for the lyrics. Do that intro again. Like the star or Bethlehem shining inside of me, guiding me from where I am, shining inside of me. In my heart, in my heart, there is hope in my heart, in my heart. As I listen quietly, waiting inside of me, God brings peace and harmony, waiting inside of me. In my mind, in my mind, there is peace in my mind, in my mind. Deeply flowing from within, moving inside of me. Love is pouring without end, moving inside of me. In my soul, in my soul, there is love in my soul, in my soul. Filled with wonder and with grace, living inside of me. Christ is born now in this place, living inside of me. In my life, in my life, there is joy in my life, in my life, in my heart, in my heart. Hope, peace, joy, and are in my heart, in my heart.
Isn't that a wonderful song? Carolyn wrote that 4 years ago? It's been 4 or 5 years. So when we sing it every year in Advent, this beautiful season. Before I ring the chime today, I want to tell you a little story about our beloved community. 2 weeks ago, we had a guest speaker, and it was the weekend before Thanksgiving. So everybody did their thing, and 3 of the board members had to go be with their families, and so they left town. Then we caught our breath on the Monday after that weekend, and it was the Tuesday coming up to Thanksgiving, and 3 or 4 more of our leaders left town. And then Wednesday, the amazing flower team, with Carolyn helping and Carolyn Gautier, your Gautier, Caroline McKinnon did the flowers and the center table. There was a beautiful service on Thursday. There were 54 people for Thanksgiving dinner Thursday afternoon, and everybody was going, yeah, look at how wonderful we are. And Friday came, and down came Thanksgiving, and there was a Christmas tree, and by Saturday, look at all of us. This is Advent. This is who we are. And I want you to understand the reason I'm going to this trouble to tell you this story is that the majority of what you might call the leadership was out of town. Okay? This is the beloved community, the people that make all of this happen. And it's not the leaders, it's all of you. So as we ring the chime and we think this morning, I want you to remember that whoever we are, wherever we are from, whatever our size, shape, color, age, or choice, we are all welcome in this place. Come together now in the stillness of the time. In the busy season, we drop it. Come together now in hope. Hope for a new day. Hope for a new world. Hope is all we are. And so it is. Amen.
Open to the presence now. Love is in this place. Open to the light within. Feel God's peace and grace. Open to the presence now. Love is in this place. Open to the light within. Feel God's peace and grace.
Good morning, Unity and Marin. It certainly does look beautiful in here. Thank you for everybody that put it together. This is wonderful. Our space is transformed at this time of year, and in the spirit of holiday ornaments, I just have to say that my name is Lisa Starbird. And I'm very happy to be leading you through the service today. Reverend Medora Gordon is our acting senior minister. Thank you for opening up our service this morning and your wonderful words, Medora. You'll see a slide behind me of the Youth of Unity, and we have a very active family ministry. We have a wonderful team of teachers, so if you know anyone who has children, please let them know about our beloved community, and they always meet during our first service here. At Unity and Marin, we consciously came up with a vision statement. Please join me and say this together. We are a spiritual community committed to authenticity and the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened, enlightened life. And staying on this slide, I have another way that I like to say this. I say it, I am part of a wonderful spiritual community. I am committed to being authentic. I am committed to opening my heart a little more each day. I am committed to supporting others. I am committed to being awake and living an enlightened life. So when I put the I am behind it, it becomes a powerful affirmation, and it really becomes mine. So it anchors into my spirit, and it really helps me to remember. So I just share that with you. So from that vision statement, our community came up with 3 core commitments, and they are to connect, grow, and serve. Let's say our connect statement together. We connect with spirit, inspiring each other, the community, and the world. Our Wednesday services are a great place to connect, and we provide the space for midweek support. We give you tools for peace of mind and how to be calm in the midst of so much chaos that might be going on all around us. This week, Denise Ruelis will have a deeper dialogue about love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. What's equanimity? Having mental calmness and composure, especially in a difficult situation. So we can all use some gentle reminders that can help us through the holidays. And speaking of Wednesday nights, in a couple of weeks, Stephen Halpern will be back for our winter solstice sound healing and on the grand piano. It's on December 19th, and as a community together, we create energetic vibration that supports us and supports the world. As you take care of others, which many of us do, be sure to give you the gift for yourself also. Give yourself the gift to re-energize and join us on our Wednesday night services. So the Sonos Handbell Ensemble is coming to Unity Friday, December 14th. We have a short video to give you a preview. This event is definitely going to sell out, so you want to get your tickets. You can get your tickets at the Hub, which will be in Unity Hall today, which is where all of the information is going to be. So join us there afterwards, but be sure and get your tickets for that. Christmas Eve is on Monday this year. We have 2 Christmas Eve services, or candle lighting services. It's a very special time of year. We have Deborah Winters doing music as well as the Unity and Marin Choir led by Cindy Acker. So be sure to be here for that. 5 and 7 are those 2 times. And just along the thoughts there, we're at Christmas already. Have you thought about what you're doing for New Year's? Well, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. We have a drumming circle, drumming out the new year, drumming out, drumming in the new year. This is a tradition we've been doing for about 5 years. It's so great. We do it from 7:30 to 9:30, and at 9 we count down with New York, and so we can go home and go to bed. And we do it in community, and we have kids, we have families, we have childcare. So plan to be here in community to let go of this year and bring in drum in the new year. There's a lot of power in that. Okay. So there's lots of ways to connect. So just in taking a breath and slowing it down, I would now like to invite our prayer chaplain forward, Kathleen. The prayer box is brought forward as a reminder that we are a community that's based on prayer. You can fill out a prayer request slip, put it in the box, and it'll be prayed over for 30 days. Then we send it off to Unity Village, and it's prayed for another 30 days with another team. Today is the first Sunday of Advent, and the Advent candle Hope, also now Faith at Unity Village, is lit to remind us of the divine light that is in each and every one of us. The divine essence of our being is love. Thank you, Kathleen. And now, in this moment in time, I'd like you to just catch a breath, and I would like to invite Reverend Edith Washington up to lead us in a meditation.
And now is our meditative part of the service. Now, some of you may have already joined me in closing your eyes, and if you have not, I invite you to do so now. If you are not comfortable closing your eyes, I simply invite you to focus on one spot in a room. For we affirm there is no spot where God is not. You may focus on the Advent candle, perhaps even the area right in your lap, your hands. As we bring our attention inward, we allow ourselves to perhaps relax even more fully in the seat where you're sitting. Allowing in this moment to let go, to release, to enter into a most sacred, holy moment we are creating. And we create this moment by moment. And in this now moment, I'd like you to focus on your breath for a moment, noticing how it comes and goes very easily, very effortlessly. And now I invite you to focus on your heart space and allow an inward breath and move the inward breath into the heart as if you can direct it there, breathing in. And then intentionally moving it toward the heart, breathing in with the breath and moving it to the heart. I'd like you to consider for a moment someone who you love and appreciate a whole lot. It may be a two-legged someone or a four. It may be a plant. It may be Mother Earth. It may be the universal presence of God. I'm taking a moment to feel that, what it feels like to draw up love. And perhaps you're even feeling some emotion at this moment, a memory, a person. And allow that love feeling to move gently from your heart space throughout your body. Because we know that there is the essence of love that we are. And we generate it right now in a conscious way. And so we take this expression of love into a time of silence. And in the silence, we take these words with us. I am the expression of love. I am the expression of love. I am the expression of love. In the silence, we go deeper together. am the expression of love. And in this expanded state of awareness, I want you to bring up, if you will, what the feeling of love meant. Perhaps that feeling is agape love, warmth, special. And as you call up that word, and we bring our attention back to the space and room, I invite you to take the 2 hearts that you were given when you came into the sanctuary today and write on them that expression of love, the word, the emotion, and write it on both of the hearts. So we bring our attention back to the space and time, opening our eyes, feeling the expression and experience of love now. And take a moment to write on those 2 hearts, if you will, please, what you felt as the expression of love. And so it is. Amen. And I'm going to do the same.
I'll invite you to stay in that heart space now and think about what that love means to you and what your prayer is, your special prayer for today. Open my heart to a greater love, knowing all that I have is more than enough to bring hope to the weary and strength to the weak. To share all my gifts is what I seek today. Right now, this is my prayer. Open my mind to a greater truth. Let me not judge what we say and do as I quiet my thoughts and go deep inside. There's room to create and no need to be right. Today, right now, this is my prayer. With all of my heart, with all of my soul, today, right now, this is my prayer. Right here, right now, this is my prayer. life to a greater peace, so that all that I do comes with joy and ease, to let go of the past and embrace the unknown, to give and receive in the sacred flow. Today, right now, this is my prayer. With all of my heart, with all of my soul, today, right now, this is my prayer. Right here, right now, this is my prayer.
Thank you. That's Carolyn Gauthier. She's our music director here, and were you playing the cello on that as well? I had a feeling. She has many talents, yes. And she also, well, we'll tell you a little, she has CDs too. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. I'd like to invite the ushers, the welcome team, to come forward at this time. If this is your first time at Unity in Marin, we really want to welcome you, and we have a packet that has some information about Unity in Marin. And all we ask you to do is to simply raise your hand, and they will be able to give you this packet. And so glad that you are here for your first time. And online viewers, thank you for watching, and we know that you're such a big part of our community. And at the same time, tech team up there, John, Chris, and Brianna, you make the magic happen. The things that are seen and unseen, we really see you and appreciate you so much. Our second core commitment is to grow. Please say this with me. We grow in consciousness through education, healing, and prayer. If you've ever thought about becoming a prayer chaplain, you'll want to go to the orientation meeting today to find out how to experience a deeper connection through prayer. Being a prayer chaplain definitely takes you on a deeper journey, and this commitment is for a year usually, but you can find out more of the details. Many of these prayer chaplains have been prayer chaplains for many, many years because of the depth of the experience. And so if you're wanting to grow and go a little deeper, this may be something for you to look into. So you'll want to be here next Sunday for our fourth and last ministerial candidate. Reverend Blaine Tinsley from Hawaii will be here, and he'll give the Sunday talk, and he will also have an afternoon workshop called Rewire Your Brain. Is there life after death? Near-death experiences. We have a monthly series that talks about these things, and Ellie Shamber usually brings us a wide variety of speakers, but this month she's actually going to be speaking and sharing her experience. So on Friday, December 21st, you'll want to be there for that. You can get more information for any of the things I've been talking about in the Unity Hall, at the hub in there. Ask any of the volunteers as well. We're more than happy to support you, answer your questions. Be sure also to go out for snacks we have after the service as well. And yeah, just connect with each other as you see each other. So now I'd like to invite Carolyn back up, and please stand as you're able and join us in singing the Statement of Truth.
There is only one power, only one presence, active in all my life and in the universe. God the good in all, through all. There is only one power, only one presence, active in all my life and in the universe. God the good in all, through I believe you. I'm going to have Lisa come up and help me with a little backup. And I need all of you to be backup singers, too. We are focusing on love today just because. And this is one you may recognize. Let's see. You can play the game. Once again? Okay, take two. You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? Well, one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I wanna say to you is, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. But what you gonna do about your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always getting the grease. You've got to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Everybody sing along now. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. All right, Ed. Ed Bogus. Go ahead. Well, we not only want to shower the people that we love with love, we want to shower everybody with love. The whole world needs love right now, don't they? So let's try it singing, shower all people with love, sweet love. Show the whole world how you feel. Are you with me? Yeah, okay, here we go. Shower all people with love, sweet love. Show the whole world how you feel. Shower all people with love, with love. Show the whole world how you feel. They say in every life a little rain will fall, and everybody needs a little love, sweet love. Oh, everybody needs your love. You gotta shine your light and share your love to all of the world. Shower all people with love, sweet love. Show the whole world how you feel. One more time. Shower all people with love, sweet love. Show the whole world how you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. All right, give yourselves a hand.
morning, Unity Marin. Good morning. I'm Lynn Forsey, and I'm co-chair of the search committee, and I am very pleased to be able to introduce Reverend Edith Washington Woods to you today. Reverend Edith has been teaching Unity principles for more than 26 years. She has about a decade of experience in being a senior minister at several churches. She comes to us from Unity of Syracuse, New York, my alma mater, Syracuse University. Go Orange. One of the many striking characteristics of Reverend Edith's resume that the search team was very impressed with was her community engagement and leadership within the community in Syracuse. She has organized Syracuse interfaith organizations and churches and mosques for events around the city. She's a chaplain at the Hillbrook Juvenile Detention Center. She's active in the LGBT plus community within Syracuse. And she's president of the East Coast Unity region and leaving here immediately after today to lead a conference there this coming week. She has a master's degree in divinity. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree from St. Paul, Minnesota. And she has such a sparkling personality and drive that she has also the great characteristic of being a journeyman electrician. So, let me tell you, this woman knows what it means to not get your wires crossed. She brings light and love. She's a grandmother, a mother, and an incredible woman, and so I'm very pleased to introduce Reverend Edith Washington Woods.
Good morning. Oh my God, that's not good enough. Good morning, Unity and Marin. Oh gosh, my heart is just, it's really open. I'm so grateful to be here today. And I want to really acknowledge Reverend Medora for stepping in to be the acting senior minister during this time of transition. Thank you so much. And I'd also like to thank the music team, Carolyn and Ed. Thank you for what you do and assisting with having a heart-opening service and what you do to serve in so many ways. That's one of the reasons why my heart is so full. Thank you. And of course, holding us down up there in the choir loft, John and Chris and Brianna. I mean, hey, we wouldn't look good if it weren't for you. Well, I don't know, maybe my shoes. And the board of directors, all of you out there, I think we had an amazing experience yesterday. And I thank you all for being part of this and the search team. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And Lynn and Kevin for opening up your house and your beloved four-legged family members. And the one blue who ate my candy. And took my beautiful Coach bag out on a trip outside. It was just, it was fabulous. Hey, at least he didn't eat the handles, so that was really, I was really appreciating that, you know? Yeah, so I have dog licks, you know, all over my bag. It's all right. I'm just really happy to be here today. You know, many people believe that love is diminishing in the world today. I'm going to share with you a story that was written by a guy named Frank Fredericks in a newspaper. And I paraphrased it in order to shorten it for today. One day, a young man named Brendan, He was coming home, and a homeless lady started begging him for money. Well, this homeless lady, well, she was kind of young, like here in this picture. She asked him every single day for a week, "Hey, can you give me some money?" Maybe she asked for a dime. Maybe she asked for $1. And he just would look at her like people do to homeless folks. But she had hope. She had faith that one day maybe a shift would happen. And by the end of the week, she asked him one more time. And he said to her, "I'm on my way to an interview for a job. If I get that job, I'll take you out to lunch." So you know what happened, right? He got the job. And he took her out to eat a meal. And from that moment, they had a heart connection. Two people, totally different lifestyles. Here he is young, ready to go. He's graduated from college, and she's homeless. Look at her. Sitting down on the ground, wondering where she's going to get her next meal or her next fix. But you know what happened? With this heart connection, there is in the Bible, in Hebrews chapter 11 and 1, and it says, "Now faith is the assurance of all things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." You see, this lady, her name is Jackie, by the way, she had that faith and that hope that she'd get what she wanted. But she really got more than what she wanted. Because this started, well, it started a friendship. They started having meals together. They started doing things together just as friends. Two people who were alone. And from that friendship, there was the hope and the faith that developed into trust. That's what we're talking about today, is how do we learn how to love more, even with people who are different than us? You know, in an ancient Chinese proverb, it states, "An invisible red thread connects those who are destined to meet regardless of time, place, or circumstance. The thread may stretch or tangle, but will never break." That's how I feel here. That's how I've been feeling for these past several months, that there's been this thread that has been going from you to me and from me to you. And not just with myself, but with my wife as well. I mean, gosh, Syracuse University, I mean, come on, man, really? Seriously? We could talk about 160 inches of snow, and she would understand. But then it was more and more. And even on Friday, by the way, what's his name? Ray. You were the one that went to Syracuse? No. Yeah, yes, he did. Yes. Oh, yes, I got it, Sue. I was like totally not getting it. So Sue's beloved went to Syracuse University. Not only that, he grew up in Worcester, where my wife grew up. I call it Worcestershire sauce because that's the way I remember. And Springfield, which is where she also grew up. So they had this connection, this heart connection that is always, always there. And is seeking to emerge in each of us if we allow it. But what about those times when the world doesn't seem like it? When it seems like it's a lot of separation and a lot of us and them, and they didn't do it like this. I'm better because I'm unity. We're, culturally Christian and spiritually unlimited. But really, we're all connected, right? We're all connected. Here we are in the midst of the first Sunday in Advent, and tonight is Hanukkah in the Jewish community starts today. What? Of course, we're so connected. In the same way that I think about the 11 people who lost their lives in Pennsylvania at the Tree of Life Synagogue, that we are them and they are us. We're a spiritual community. I know you had to feel something when you heard it, right? Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm getting those love bumps thinking about them. And the lady in the congregation that I served, they came to me and said, my best friend was in that church. I've been there many times. What? Is that the 6 degrees of separation that they talk about? So does that mean because I met Oprah, then you did too? Or maybe because, the Dalai Lama is my friend. Yeah. Because I believe Pamela, wasn't it? Where is she? She here? Yeah. So we're connected heart to heart. No kidding. Because I believe that there is this oneness that is seeking to emerge as us. And that when we have these times where it seems to be separation, it's only a cover-up. You know the cover-up story? That underneath that there is only love. Underneath that, there is only love. And when we get that is what it is, then we can receive that love as well. In attitudinal healing, one of the principles said that giving and receiving are the same. Love is always there. And if it's not love, then it is a call for love or fear. So which one do you choose? Do you choose love or do you choose fear? I'm practicing love. I don't know about you. And that we get to do this moment by moment, day by day. But it takes practice in order to do that. So I was wondering about my friends and how that connection was for them, for Brendan and Jackie. And when his heater broke, she made him a blanket. When he told her he had lost his job, she bought him groceries throughout the whole winter. That even with that anytime she could give a little bit back, she never hesitated to do that. That is who we are. I believe that is why the Muslim community raised I think it was about $80,000 to give to the Tree of Life. Because we're so connected. Well, Jackie actually got off the streets. She went to a halfway house and then she got her own place. And Brendan wanted to help her a little bit. So he started a registry. I think it was probably a GoFundMe to raise $500 and raised $6,000. He gave her what she needed and then gave it to other women to support them on their journeys. You see, many people do think that love is diminishing, but I know it is alive and well. That when we see these things, that it's only calling us higher. But we say, what does love have to do with it? And I say everything. Absolutely everything. You know, I am called to share with you this slide. Oh, wait, let's go back. There we go. From Mother Amma, she's an Indian guru. And actually, she's known as the Indian guru who hugs. Yeah, hugs everyone. And she said, if we dive deep enough into ourselves, we will find the one thread of universal love that ties all things and all beings together. Is that who we're called to be, my friends? Are we called to allow ourselves to grow deeply, not go through it, but to grow deeply any times it shows up when it's not being that? Or do we go to living alone and swearing at the television and eating Campbell's soup? Well, you know Campbell's soup. Well, I grew up on it. But I have to say that, with this month, the month of December, our spiritual power is life. And is represented by the disciple Judas, who was able to get over some things. But what is life all about if it's not about discovery and learning how to express love? The color of the month just happens to be red, so hey. Red hair, red shoes, red lipstick. Well, some of you don't understand. But we get to celebrate life today. We get to celebrate love today. We get to give hugs and receive them. Yes? I grew up not getting a lot of hugs when I was a kid. And there was a time when I didn't feel loved at all. It seemed like it was somewhere far behind me, or maybe even ahead of me, or perhaps I could get it in some way, and looking for love in all the wrong places. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I would want that from the time I was a child. And I remember being in Girl Scouts. I grew up, brownie and everything. Little brown suit. So cute. You did that too, Reverend Medora? Yes. And we had to have a presentation once. And here we are up on the stage, and all the audiences out there with little kids, oh, yes, look at you, so cute. And we had to come out and hold these candles. And here I am, front and center with all my friends, little brownies, and I'm holding my candle. And people in the audience was pointing. And they were putting their hand up to their mouth, and some were laughing. And I wondered what was going on. They're pointing at me. Oh. Well, they were pointing at me because the candle had went up to my bangs and they caught on fire. And I felt so bad because I had these white gloves on, and here I am, and people coming out, and I'm doing this, and people are pointing and laughing. And it just perpetuated the feeling of being alone and unloved. But we get to rise above that, right? We get to see what is it that I need to grow into. And I say that we grow into being love. That we grow into being the full expression of love that you have in your statement. I'm going to call it a statement of being, like being love. That each of us, moment by moment, have things that happen. Maybe not your hair catching on fire, but something, yeah. I think maybe some of you have, maybe, just maybe. But we're called to be love. And when being love, if you can remember in the meditation and I had you thinking about, someone you loved, and what did that feel like? Didn't it feel good? Did it feel good? Yes. And it raises the vibration. It raises us to the vibration that's very similar to Jesus the Christ. That's very similar to a Dalai Lama. That's very similar to a Mother Teresa. That's very similar to the Guru Amata, which is a word for mother. That we get to rise that up together. And when we rise that up, then nothing can get in the way of that love. Nothing. And so we're called to love today. We're called to allow it to move through us like a thread that's woven into our garments. So if you look at your garment, it has threads. Every one of us have threads in the garments that we have on. And someone sewed it up very meticulously, maybe with a machine, maybe with a hand. And it's woven together for us. In the same way that love is woven, the thread of love is woven in, through, and as us. And I recall recently being called to, in my office where I'm at now, at the church I'm serving, to look in this book called Wings of Time. And I just happened to look up unity in Marin. And in 1964, I know you just celebrated the 54th year, but in 1964, there was this band of individuals who were weaving possibilities in San Rafael. And here we are today. I'm sure they didn't have a clue 54 years ago, right? That this would be the expression of love. And Reverend Candida Wright, the first minister, she was able to forward it, to say yes to it, and then followed up by Richard and by Bill. And here we are together. We get to express this. We get to be this. And then the wonderful vision of this particular church community, this building, and moving in here in 2001, and what that looked like, and what that rose Unity in Marin to be, a beacon of light. In a place that used to be about war in the sanctuary is now a place of peace. What? Oh, this is the place of peace that was seeking to emerge even before it knew it was. That we're calling for peace now in this space. So this is what the expression of love looks like. And we get to allow that thread to move and weave in, through, and as us, moment by moment, day by day. And so we have this thread of love that we each get to express. And if I was to throw it here, oops, it's,
you don't want me to have
I do,
I got it.
but a coastal wanted to make sure that it was nice and tight and not all whatever. No, just keep it like that, thank you. And this thread is the thread that is woven throughout this sanctuary and into the universe as us. It is so big when we allow it to shine. It is so huge that people are attracted to who we are. Did you remember when you first walked into Unity and it felt like home? This is the thread of love that binds us together. Right now. Right now. And so you have a couple of hearts, and you wrote on them. So as we bring this time to a close, before we say our meditation, our denial and affirmation, I want you to look at those hearts for a moment. I'm going to grab mine because I have to. We're good. And look at what you wrote. It's love's expression, expressing as you. And why do you have two? You have two because I want you to take what you have and give it away, because giving and receiving are the same. So I would like you to take your heart, one of them, and give it to someone near you. And I want everyone to only have that one so that we make sure everyone has a heart. And if we have someone that doesn't have one because it's an odd number or whatever it is, then I have a heart for you right here. So we just want you to just give it to someone, and then, yeah, you can do it however you want so that everyone has someone else's heart. Because you wrote the heart of love from you to someone else. And then with the second heart, you're going to put it somewhere when you leave today. It may be some yummy little place here in this spiritual community, or if you feel like you need to take it home, you can do that too. Hang it on your rearview mirror. Don't look at it when you're driving down the freeway. And allow love to be expressed in, through, and as you. And we take what we have discovered and uncovered and unpackaged into our affirmation for today. I'm going to say it and then invite you to say it with me. Oh, where did it go? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to say the denial. I release any belief in separation. Can we say that together? And belief in separation. Let's say it again, please. I release any belief in separation and move into our affirmation. Together, I am connected to one thread of love. Again, I know I am connected to one thread of love. Yes. And so we take that into our hearts as we prepare for our time of tithing, love offerings, and gifts. And so the ushers are coming up. Thank you very much. And we allow ourselves to know who we really are, that we are the full expression of love, agape love, the love that is the Christ, shining brightly as each one of us. And so we give and we receive. We're giving in the giving of ourselves, being here with each other as connected community. As we connect, grow, and serve. As we connect, grow, and serve. That we know it comes back to us tenfold. So we know that as we prepare our love offerings, tithes, and gifts, and those who are in love streaming land, that you can push that donate button. And in the various ways that we give money in this spiritual community, in the kiosks, online, here in person, via credit card, in whatever way we give, and we know and understand the law that it comes back tenfold, absolutely, pressed down, shaken together. And so we take a moment to bless our tithes and love offerings as we begin to give. And so it is.
Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love. Love gives it back. Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, and love gives it back. Good. Yeah. So now Ed Bogus is going to honor us with a song that he wrote, which is remarkable considering today's theme.
Okay, so Reverend Eve, I'm well known around here for composing a song on the way to the service, right? That's what I usually do. And I wait for that last minute of inspiration to happen. But today is different. Today, well, I'll tell you a very short story. About 25 years ago, I was very active and I had a business and I was creating music for things. And there was a young woman who was working for me named Jennifer Durant. And while she was working for me, she got married and she became pregnant, and she was a singer. So we decided to make a little album of her feelings about becoming a mother and all that kind of stuff. And I wrote one song. Remember, this is 25 years ago. I wrote a song called "The Invisible Thread." And it's not a funny song. It's a sort of a serious, spiritual type of song. And when I knew I was going to come here for this service today, Desiree said, you know, why don't you do that song you wrote all those years ago for Jennifer? And I said, okay, let's listen to it. I'd forgotten all about it. And so here it is, and as I sing it, you'll see why I think it's a rather remarkable, over the years, connection. This was 25 years ago I wrote this thing. An invisible thread surrounds us all, both people and things, both large and small, and it cannot be seen, but once it's known, never more can you live for yourself alone. Sounds like it was written for this service, doesn't it? The umbilical cord that kept us tied, once it's seen it is cut and laid aside. It was the physical bond that kept you fed, but nothing can cut the invisible thread. It's no color or shape that you knew before. It is just what it is, neither less or more. Nothing needs to be done or made or said. You can't create or destroy the invisible thread. An invisible thread surrounds us all, of people and things, both large and small, and it cannot be seen, but once it's known, never more can you live for yourself alone.
I would say that we're incredibly blessed this morning between that wonderful song and Reverend Edith, thank you so much for your talk.
Yes.
You all can meet Edith and her beautiful wife, Akosova, in Unity Hall after this service. She will go out this way. Lisa and everybody will be explaining a whole lot more, but please know that the conversation continues. Thank you. Would you all please raise your hands and join with me in blessing our offering and remembering that we are blessing everything. The money, yes, but the building and the people and all that we are. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Edith, for just such a wonderful talk. I agree with you. This is the place of peace, absolutely. And this is what the expression of love looks like, our community, without a doubt. Thank you. Our third core commitment is to serve. Please say this with me. We serve spirit, community, and the world with love, joy, and a sense of adventure. I'd like to invite Sandra Merlot up to the podium to give us an update about the sacred search for a new minister.
Thank you, Lisa. So as she said, you get a chance to meet Reverend Edith at the Get Acquainted Circle, but she's also giving a workshop here at 2, so be sure to come for that. And to make it easy for members of our community to share their impressions of Reverend Edith, you all have the opportunity to complete a form and to turn it in before you leave the service. And remember just to complete one form, even if you come to both services. And if you need a form or a pen, please raise your hand and one will be brought to you. So the Board of Trustees plans to review your completed assessments to help in their decision. And notice the question at the top on the right. People are leaving that out a lot, so be sure to complete how long you've been attending. If you're watching online, call the office for a link to complete an online form. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra, and the Sacred Search team. You've done an amazing, amazing job with this. Our Faith in Action thermometer says that we've raised $275,693. Great job, everyone. I'd like to invite Jim Walsh up forward to give us a testimonial about faith in action and conscious giving.
The only difference between me and a ham is the ham can be cured. Let's see. So Al Gaspari a couple of days ago said, I need you to talk for 35 minutes. And I said, man, that's a long time. And today he said, no, 3 to 5 minutes. Up higher? How's that? Okay. So out of love and consideration for y'all, I've got a timer here. Hey, Reverend Edith, it's really nice to have you with us. Welcome. And Ed, I think you have a hit there. You record that, I'm buying it. And now I have 2 minutes. Okay. Very briefly, by way of introduction, I don't have Reverend Edith's prodigious background, but I do bake the bread that makes the whole church sing. Thank you. And I coordinate the Unity Men's Group. Monica, my wonderful wife, and I have been attending Unity for about 10 years now. Hi, honey. So I was asked to speak today about faith in action, and it's really a pleasure, and I'll explain in a moment how I think there's sources kind of working on this one as well. My background, my family, I grew up in the Bay Area. My father was post-traumatic stress from World War II. My parents' 20-year marriage ended in divorce. I maintained a dream as a child right through my adult years of someday having a family and raising kids in a little bit more peaceful environment. Along the way, the culture and actually a teaching assistant at Cal Berkeley said, no, you're crazy, you can't do that, that's an old dream, you don't get to have families, that's a teaching assistant at Cal Berkeley actually said that. I'd love to meet that guy today. Because today I am living the dream. Monica and I do have 2 kids, and honestly, on a given Friday or Saturday night, there's no place I'd rather be than at home with the family. Now that they're teenagers, they're not home that much, but Getting from that childhood to today required a heck of a lot of faith. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk a little bit about one of my spiritual heroes, Mae McCarthy. And if you're around long enough, a quick bullet of tax planning. My wife, Monica, is an example of faith in action. She came from the East Coast about 16, 17 years ago. She came to San Francisco looking for a husband. Yeah, if you think about the demographics of San Francisco, finding a husband, not that good. Faith in action. We could do 30 minutes on how the kids came into our life, how we adopted our kids. I'll just say that from the day we met our children, we adopted, there was no doubt that these kids and Monica and I, this is not the first time we've been together. No doubt whatsoever. And against some pretty good odds, which we never believed in, we became a family 12 years ago? 12 years ago, thanks. I'm a recovering CPA, so I'm still working on the numbers thing. So as I mentioned a moment ago, we're now living the dream. Faith is huge in our life, and I have learned it has really become a complement to gratitude. There's a lot of conversation today about gratitude and how powerful an emotion it is. It absolutely is true. Mae McCarthy was here just a few weeks ago and talked about her follow-up book to this one. It's called The Path to Wealth. I have to tell you, this is a quick walk through a primer, an exercise, a daily exercise on the practice of gratitude. And I'm not the only one sitting in this room today who would say that more than anything else this contributed to my best year in a 28-year career in residential real estate this year, taking on this gratitude exercise. Now, one of the tenets of the exercise is faith. There's a letter you write, you recite it out loud, you kind of visualize it, and then you go about your day and you look for signs. One of the signs I got this morning was I was asked to speak on faith in action. Has anybody looked at Unity's daily word today? Do you know what the word is? It's faith. Source. So, you know, there are these little signs that source is all around us, and that we really can manifest in our lives what we want. Mae McCarthy had a wonderful message that if you want more of something, give it away. If you want more time, 30 seconds. If you want more time, I want more time. Give it away. You know, if you want more material wealth, give it away. This year we gave our biggest tithes to the church, and we had our biggest financial year ever. And for that, for this place where we are so spiritually nourished, it is a pleasure and a gift to us to be able to give back to the church. The last real quick bullet about tax planning, if you're wondering how wealthy people avoid paying so much taxes, this is what they're being told by very expensive tax advisors. We just had an election. There was a big change in Washington. Dollars to donuts, there will be a tax law next year. And it's not a stretch to think that your donation this year will be worth a lot more than your donation next year. Just saying, if you're going to write a check, you do it by 12/31, you may get a much better write-off the next year. So good luck with that one, and thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And we know we're running a little long in the service, and probably second service is waiting outside the door almost, so I'm going to run through the rest of this a little quicker than I might have. So it's time for pie. The Teens of Unity, the Youth of Unity, YOU, are fundraising by selling holiday pies for the next 3 Sundays. So go out, order your pies. And one of our teens who went to her first rally recently, when they asked her what it was about, she said, "I was blown away by all of the love." So as you buy a holiday pie, you support our teens to go to rally and do other wonderful things like that. So quickly, who would like to have a raincoat or a, let's see, so we got all this other stuff in here now. A raincoat or a pink winter coat. Julia, she's age 4. And you might have noticed the tree outside in the narthex. What we do every year is we buy presents for kids who wouldn't get other presents otherwise. So if you're interested, check out the tree, and also check in with a volunteer with your ornaments, so we make sure that all the kids get their gifts back and stuff. Don't just take an ornament, but make sure that you sign up and take one, because this is a really important way that we get to support some of those kids that are not going to get the little raincoat, pink raincoat. Anybody want this one? All right, we'll give it to you later. All right, next up is, I would like to acknowledge Charcel and her team who put up the decorations, and Charcel also takes sign-ups for flowers and the hospitality. You can see her for that. Today's hospitality and flower sponsor is Roberta Dillon. Thank you so much, Roberta. And Caroline McKinnon, thank you for creating the beautiful flower arrangements today. Be sure to go to the bookstore. It's at the end of the Breezeway. There's a lot of great things there. Get your holiday shopping done all in one place. Will the Unity and Marin prayer chaplains please stand? I know, I'm doing that. I'm up with you. Prayer chaplains are available to support you before or after the service. And with prayer, just tap them on the shoulder. They'll be happy to pray with you. Thank you for the gift of your sacred service, prayer chaplains. So as you leave the service today, Reverend Edith will be in Unity Hall. We're going directly to Unity Hall. Reverend Medora and I will be at the line. Carolyn Gauthier will be giving away free CDs if you pledge your faith and action today in Unity. No, she'll give them to anybody, but it's also giving and receiving are the same, right? So maybe it's, just saying. All right. So see her see everybody in Unity Hall. That's where the snacks are going to be, and we get to connect there. So, and don't forget to come back for her workshop at 2. Yes, yes. All right, now please stand together and let's say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And if you'll take the hand of the person next to you, we will sing our peace song together. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.
Be peace on earth